As the Israel-Hamas war rages on, the IDF has released a series of videos of what they say are images from the Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza, the day of the Hamas terror attack on Israel, October 7th. In the video, you can see apparent hostages being brought into the hospital, one being wheeled on a stretcher and one walking into the hospital surrounded by Hamas militants. The IDF says this is more proof that Hamas used the Al-Shifa Hospital complex to carry out its terrorist operations. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry responded to the IDF's claim, saying if the video proves anything, it's that the hospital provided medical care to people in need. The IDF has repeatedly stated their goal is to destroy Hamas and bring home the nearly 240 hostages Hamas is holding captive. Israeli and U.S. officials continue negotiating a deal for Hamas to release their hostages in exchange for a pause in fighting. Hamas officials have said they want a ceasefire and for all Palestinian prisoners to be released from Israeli jails. Israel wants hostages to be released and have made it clear until they are, there will be no ceasefire in Gaza. President Biden's deputy national security advisor spoke Sunday night about a possible hostage deal.
Some of the outstanding areas of disagreement in a very complicated, very sensitive negotiation have been narrowed, that I believe we are closer than we have been in quite some time, maybe closer than we have been since the beginning of this process to getting this deal done. But at this point, we really need to adhere to the mantra that nothing is agreed until everything is agreed. Sensitive negotiations like this can fall apart at the last minute. So we're not going to outline all the details of what is still being discussed.
However, after 2 hostages were found dead last week, it's unclear how many hostages in Hamas's possession are still alive. Since IDF forces swarmed Al-Shifa last week and took control of the hospital complex, they're facing growing pressure to release more proof that a Hamas terror center exists under Al-Shifa. Over the weekend, IDF forces guided American journalists to a tunnel shaft near the Al-Shifa Hospital that they say leads to the underground Hamas-run terror command and control center.
We weren't allowed to enter the shaft, but the Israeli military sent special gear down to see where this leads. Inside, the video shows a spiral staircase, and as the camera orients itself, it moves forward into a tunnel. The tunnel makes a sharp left turn, and at the end of another path with concrete walls and an arched concrete top, a metal door they say they have not yet opened because they fear it's booby-trapped.
President Biden's deputy national security advisor, John Feiner, also reiterated U.S. intelligence shows that Hamas uses the Al-Shifa Hospital complex as their headquarters to carry out their terror missions.